Hello and welcome to a new vlog. I am starting the Scallywagathon and I don't have my books picked out yet. It is Saturday the 4th, tomorrow is the 5th, and I think that's the day it starts. I think I already have the challenges that I'm going to be doing. I am either going to do Low Tide or Navigating the Stars, Mutiny on the Ship, Blow the Man Down, Mutiny on a Ship, Afeared, and Assessing the Booty. So, let's go and pick the books. I ended up printing off the map and the prompts, and we are here at my shelves. So I figured I would do less than 200 pages or has stars on the covers. I have no idea if I have one that has a star on the cover. I guess I will look here real quick. Okay, so I found a book has stars on the covers. This is an outer space book, so those are stars. I'm hoping. I mean, they're not prominent stars like the five pointed stars that usually are on covers and that are big and bright and bold, but these are stars. So I think I'm going to go with this. Plus, look at the title. So I think that will probably be one of the books. Now I need to do a female author. Blow Down the Man or Mutiny on the Ship has a revenge plot. I have no idea about a revenge plot. Does this have a revenge plot? I'm going to try to find a book that I've been afraid to read. Now, I can either do a gigantic book or a book that's out of my comfort zone. Alright, this is going to sound weird, but here's the book that I am afraid to read. Usually big books are intimidating, right? This is the size of my hand, and it's tiny. It's cute, but I mean, the words are even teeny tiny. This is out of my comfort zone because I don't normally read classics, which I really want to. I have a shelf of classics that I really want to read. I just can't get myself to do it. So I thought The Picture of Dorian Gray would be really good choice for this because I am fascinated by his story ever since I watched Penny Dreadful. I mean, I've heard about it before, and then I got this from my mom before I seen the show. I want to know his story and why he did what he did. So I think this will go for that challenge. And the last challenge is Assessing the Booty, a recently hauled book, and I have one picked out for that. And here it is, Escaping from Houdini by Carrie Maniscalco. This is my most recent purchase. I'm excited to have it, very happy to own it, and I want to get into this, and I'm excited for the last book. The cover is beautiful. So yeah, this will be for the most recent purchase. Alright, so I have completed one book so far for Scallywagathon, and that was Picture of Dorian Gray. I got it done. I ended up getting the audiobook for it. I did not want to read the teeny tiny little bitty font that I had on there, so I got the audiobook, and it was really, really good. I enjoyed it, and I gave it 5 stars. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I was so scared of this, but I really enjoyed it. But I do have a question. Why do people that make movies like to change the characters' appearances? Because I looked it up, and in the book he's blonde, and in the movie he's dark-headed. Is it to make him more mysterious? Because that does work, and I like that creative route. But a lot of the time, like Vampire Diaries, for instance, in the book she's blonde, in the show she's dark-headed, which I do like that change, and she's not. I like the show so much better than the books. I couldn't even get into the books. But anyways, like, is it a good thing that
directors and producers and casting does all that stuff, or is it bad, and do you not like it? Because I'm quite curious to know your opinion. I'm almost done with Glass Sword. That is the second book that I'm reading, and I am enjoying it. I kind of already have my rating ready to go. I'm enjoying it, but it's okay. It's an okay read. I just want it off my TBR shelf. So that leaves 2 more books to go after I finish Glass Sword, and I think I have 2 hours left in it. I ended up finding the audiobook for it too. I tried sitting down to read it and I couldn't. I think I'm getting spoiled by audiobooks. I have just finished Glass Sword. It is April 8th. This readathon ends on the 12th. I just finished this. I don't know how I feel about it. I figured out my rating like probably this far, maybe this far into it. The first half I did not care for. It was basically her repeating that she is the chosen one. Nobody can do anything without her. And then that was like the first half. And then the second half, we finally get into these huge battles. We finally get introduced to more people and so much stuff goes down. And it ends up being a good read, except for that first over half of the book. Yeah, over half of the book, it was basically her saying that nobody can survive unless she helps. It's all her to be her. You know, they need her or they can't do anything. They won't win. So I don't know how I feel about this. I put on Goodreads that it's 3 stars. I could bump it up to 3.5, but I'm not putting 4 down on Goodreads because I don't feel that it is a 4. It's more of a 3. Half of it was good, half of it was not. The first half was terrible, the second half was great. What do you do when half of a book you don't like and the other half is the best thing you've read? Well, it's not really the best thing I read, but I enjoyed it. And I can see why the next book is called King's Cage. I am getting ready to pick up my 3rd book. That is The Pirate Loop. So that is 2 down, 2 to go. And I am going right along in this. I have 4 days left in this readathon. I'm hoping 2 days will be 1 book, 2 days will be another book. And then I will do my wrap up at the end of this vlog. Here is my next book, The Pirate Loop, Doctor Who, Tin, and Martha. Pretty excited to go into this. He is my favorite doctor. I thought I'd show you guys the chapter headers. I thought this was really neat. Here is chapter 1, 3, and 5. I think this is Gallifreyan, and I think it's so neat how they did it. Oh, I turned to chapter 6. It's so neat how they did it for the chapter headers. I love making homemade potato fries. And then I will also be making shrimp too. And here are the results of the meal. Half of this was eaten, which means leftovers for me. Biscuits and garlic shrimp. These are homemade potatoes with seasoned salt, butter, and garlic. Then I put butter on top of those and let those bake. And then this is seasoned salt, garlic, and butter. But I love it all. It's so good and probably very unhealthy, but oh my gosh, it's so good. Just look at it. All right, it is Saturday morning. I'm going to try to read and finish this today. It's a pretty quick read. I just haven't had time to sit down and do it. But I'm going to finish this today and then get on to Escaping from Houdini. I've just finished Doctor Who, The Pirate Loop, and I just love how it looks in this camera. Here are more books that go along with it, and which I really would love to read. These ones are with Martha, and these are with Rose. Definitely going to have to check all these out, and here the descriptions are. So, I think I'm going to give this 3 stars, 3.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. It was you know, it was him. I could picture them perfectly, and I just, from watching the show and knowing how their mannerisms and how they act, and I can picture it just fine, and I really enjoyed it. I hope to pick up some more Doctor Who books. Oh there. Are you comfy sitting in my spot? Oh. Thought I would share with you some books I am unhauling. Love this, but I don't plan on rereading it. This was okay. I don't plan on rereading it. And this was okay. I explained all of this in my Al's wrap-up vlog. I think it would be a good book for somebody that has read her other books. Me not doing that and had no idea what was going on, I was kind of left out. So this was not for me. These two, I enjoyed this one more than these, so much more than the other ones. I laughed out loud in this one. So I do recommend this if you are wanting a funny contemporary. Do what you want with these, I guess. So these 3 books I will be unhauling. Went through my read books and I found 2 more. I think I read these in a readathon or the same month or something, but I really enjoyed them both. I enjoyed Incarceron more than this book, so I'm getting rid of it and I don't plan on rereading it. I thought I would continue on with her series, but I don't know if I'm going to. It was a really good book and I really enjoyed it, but I don't plan on rereading it, so it's going. Now on chapter 7 of Escaping from Houdini, and I'm really enjoying it. This one has actually captured me more than the second book has. So yeah, I'm quite curious to see how this book continues. Thought I would show you. I ended up fixing this, kind of. It just needed a good cleaning. So look at that. I put fresh new ink in it. It was like halfway empty, so it's new. It's been cleaned and it is working fantastic. I am so happy. Happy Mother's Day to all the bookworm moms out there. Enjoy your little ones or older ones, however age they are. Love them, cherish them, be thankful that you have them, even though they can be crazy at times. Happy Mother's Day. All right, so it is 9:30 at night, May 12th, the last day of Scallywagathon. People are already posting on Twitter how much they read and so on, and it's not midnight yet, so I'm not counting that Scallywagathon is done. I am on chapter 18. There are 40 chapters plus an epilogue. I'm going to try to see how much I can read tonight. See if I can complete this. If not, I still read 3 books this week. I'm so proud of myself, but I would love to complete the 4th one and complete the last challenge. I saved this book for last, hoping I can do it, and I actually thought tomorrow is the last day, but I was wrong. So chapter 18, 40 chapters, plus an epilogue. Oh gosh, I will update you tomorrow. Oh, it's 9:30 at night. I'm gonna try to stay up as long as I can, so I'll update you tomorrow. Excuse outside, train is going by. The screeching sounds terrible. But I thought I would go over Scallywagathon and the challenges and the books. I did not read any of these in order, so I guess I can go over them in the order of the challenges. The first one I read for Navigate the Stars, and that was Stars on the Cover. And this one is Doctor Who, The Pirate Loop. It is my favorite Doctor, the 10th Doctor. I really liked it. They get stuck on the ship and there is a time loop going on. So every death that occurs, they just come back in their room and they're fine. And they have to try to fix what's going on with the people, the pirates, that they don't want to be called pirates. They try to come on there and try to take over. And the humans aboard the ship did something with the passengers on the ship, and they were there for a reason, so I'm not going to go into this unless you have read this, and I gave this 3 stars. The next one is Blow the Man Down, and for that I read Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard. This is the 2nd book in the series, and what is it, the Red Queen Quartet? I don't know if I'm going to continue. I mean, if the 3rd book does become in paperback and is on sale, I will probably pick it up, But it seems like every time I read these, well, I read the first one, physical copy, and I enjoyed it. This one I had a hard time getting into. It's just half of it was good and half of it was bad. And I did not like the first half. And I felt she felt very entitled, and I did not like that. It was a huge chosen one trope, and sometimes they're done well and sometimes they're not. So I may continue on, I may not, but I did give this one 3 stars, basically because I enjoyed the last half. Not even the last half, probably about this much. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel. The next challenge is Afeared, and it's to pick a book that you were scared of reading. And I don't read a lot of classics, so that's kind of what I'm scared of getting into, because the writing is different and takes a while to get used to it. And I picked up The Picture of Dorian Gray. I mean, as you all have seen all this in the vlog. So I picked up The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde, and I could not read the book. It's as big as my hand, and the font is teeny tiny, and I just could not read it. Not because of that, just because I just didn't want to. So I got the audiobook and I listened to it, and it was so good. There are so many good quotes in here. I'd love to go through this and underline it, but I mean, it is underlined, so whoever had this before me did go through and underline a few things, but they were not the real hard-hitting quotes, just some underlined stuff. So I may try to find me a different copy and go through and underline what I really enjoyed. I gave this one 5 stars. It was so good. I'm so glad I read it. I don't know why I was scared of it. But the next book that I have that's this side is The Three Musketeers, and I'm scared of that one too. But I'm glad I read this, and I highly recommend this. And the last challenge is assessing the booty, and for that I read Escaping from Houdini. This is a challenge for recently purchased, and this is the last book that I have purchased, and it was so good. It has a love triangle trope, which I have a huge weakness for. That is my favorite trope, and I don't know what that says, but I love that, and I love seeing who, I mean, you know the outcome, or at least you think, you hope the outcome is going to be that outcome, and you know, for my hope it was. And the reason why she did these things was to protect somebody and, you know, help them and go down the right path instead of the wrong path. But what do you know, right from wrong? And things happen, but ended up the way I had hoped. And I love this so much. There's oh my gosh, I lost count of how many deaths there were in this. I'd like to go through and tally it up. I loved the carnival theme. I loved the magic. I loved all the characters, and Thomas is my favorite male character. I love his personality. And what is it with all these male egos in this book? They are so full of themselves. This book was so good. 5 stars for me, and I cannot wait for the next book. I actually liked this book so much more than the second novel. I had a hard time getting into the second novel. I highly recommend this. Please give it a read if you haven't. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I realized while editing I did not film an ending clip, so that is what I'm doing right now. Thank you so much for watching this. If you participated in Scallywagathon, comment down below so I can go watch your video and see how well you did. I hope you guys had a fun week with this. I know I did. I only had 4 books to read, and I did great. At least I think I did. So, you have an awesome day wherever you are, and I will chat with you in the next one. Bye!